for inviting me, particularly Ajay Nandan, who gave me a good notice of a month or so. And it's indeed a great pleasure for me to be addressing you all, particularly the young probationers whom I always like to interact with. So it's once again the old wine in a new bottle. So I'm audible, right? Am I audible?
Crystal clear, sir. Please
Okay.
continue, sir.
All right. All right. And so I did give a couple of options, but Ajay told me that making of Train 18 would be a good thing to talk about once again, if I may say so, and relate it somehow to with some simple chalk talk on leadership. Also, technical details of the product, which I usually don't have an audience which would be interested or even aware of the technical details, but today that is not the case. So, time permitting, we would be doing that. And also, Ajay requested me to have a brief about procurement. So, yeah, that is something I would love to talk about today. So, let's see how it goes. I need not say it because I am primarily among railwaymen today. Also, a government CEO before retirement. I'll come to that later. So, we all work or work for an institution which, as you say, love it, hate it, not something you can ignore. And couple of disclaimers. Not a very accomplished speaker, so I do borrow a lot from my uncles over the years, some 600, 700 years. You can hardly derail a railwayman because we have an inherent right to be derailed. I will attempt some banter. And unfortunately for me, and fortunately for you, there is a time regime. So I don't think I can go long and winding, which I usually do. Uh, Shilbhadra, will it be possible to get some answers? Be a little interactive in my next slide. Will it be possible to get some answers
Yes, sir. Yes,
as I
please
speak?
circulate
Okay.
a mic around if somebody wants to answer, sir. Or
Yeah, yeah. Particularly the probationers. So my
yes,
simple question is, uh, so what is it that we must do first and foremost to achieve anything anywhere? Can I have some answers?
allow us some time to send the mic, sir.
Yeah, I'm sorry about this, but I don't think I'll be doing it many times during this, but this is how I thought I would begin.
Any of the probationers who wish to answer?
What is it that you need first and foremost to do anything anywhere?
Hello.
Please
Uh,
Yeah.
introduce yourself.
Sir, my name is Kshitij Ansinkar, IRSM 18 batch.
Yeah.
Sir, I would like to say that to decide, we have to first decide that we want to do something if we want to achieve it.
Absolutely. Yes. Anything else? One more?
Good morning. Good morning, sir. I'm Rohit Bansal, IRSME 18 batch. I would like to say that if you want to achieve something, the
Yeah.
willpower is the foremost thing we should have.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So since it's not very amenable to quick answers, like an in-person. So there was a big audio disturbance. I don't know whether I only got it, but it's okay now. Yeah. So as you said, vision, leadership, will, determination, planning, resources, all good answers. There's nothing hard and fast. I would like to propose that the first and foremost, you must love what you do. If you don't love what you do, you are not only belittling yourself, but you are also doing a great harm to your organization. If you love what you do, it would follow that you will love the people around you at work, colleagues, those below you, yeah, those above you, and you will love your organization. Because primary resource for you is the human resource, irrespective of all the wherewithal you may have today and nowadays artificial intelligence and so on. But I would stay still, the primary resource is the human resource. And so it is not the human nature to love everyone. You like some and you unlike some. So as a leader, it's your job, in my opinion, there is nothing hard and fast about it, to contrive and manufacture love. I keep repeating this couplet, but it perhaps says it all, that is love se mohabbat ka adna sa fasana hai. This word love has a very brief story. इस लफ्ज से मोहब्बत का अदना सा फसाना है, सिमटे तो दिले आशिक, फैले तो जमाना है. So that's why I say, learn to manufacture love. And in my opinion, half the battle would be won. For you and me, this job is easy, I would say. If Indra Nui became such a big figure selling Pepsi Cola, it would have taken some doing to say that I love selling Pepsi Cola. But for you and me, all you have to do is look at Indian Railways. Its legacy, history of 170 years, and it's very difficult not to love this organization. Remember, as a child, leave the aisle, as a train window beckoned you, as the marvel and the wonder that India passed you by through valleys, mountains, rivers, fields, and so on. Indolent at some place, active at another, pathos, celebration, fairs, mourning, all passing you by. Not the staid scenes you would see through the window of a train in a developed country, but scenes that would imprint on your mind forever. For Indian Railways, the purpose may well be to get to a certain place, but every step is enjoyable all along the way, and your journey becomes the objective, not the destination. That's the organization you work for. Remember, peeping through an open door, which we still have in our trains, at a snaking train behind you, and the drama of that train, and a platform, a railway platform. Even today, when the flights have become cheaper and buses have improved, what you see on a railway platform is something you will not witness in an airport or a bus station, where the richest and the poorest stand next to each other to take a train. That's a great leveler, and that's the organization you work for. So for you and me, it has come easy, and that's aren't we fortunate for that? Well, I am not here today to talk about this romance of Indian Railways, but I'm here to talk about what you see on the screen. एक जैसे लग रहे हैं सभी चेहरे मुझे, होश की ये इंतहा है या बहुत नशे में हूं. 70 years through our independence, I'm not even going into what happened before that. Does it not baffle you that your trains look almost the same? Well, there's some marginal improvement as you brought in the air-conditioned coaches in 80s and later the LHB coaches in 2000s, early 2000s. But no significant change except the red, Gulf red, has become blue. This is what I'm here to talk to you about. Once, when I was posted in Berlin as railway advisor, I was traveling with my family to Poland. After we crossed the border at some wayside station, suddenly a train of Soviet era, a box-type train entered that platform on the other side. And my son, 12 years old, told me, Papa, देखो देखो इंडिया जैसी train. He showed the mirror to a father for somebody who worked all his life in railways, have been accustomed to all the flashy trains of Europe. Here was a train, ugly box type train, and reminded him of India Jaisi train. That's what I am here to talk to you about. Well, although this question bothered me even before I joined railways, as you looked at some railway magazines coming from a railway family, you looked at these trains from Japan or Europe, and you looked at your own trains. And even in those days, late 60s and early 70s, I used to wonder if India would also have a train which looked somewhat like these trains from abroad. And spent all my life in railways wondering the same thing. In 2016, I was up for posting as a general manager, which was going to be most likely my last assignment. I had 29 months remaining of my service, and I requested for and made it easy for the then chairman, Mr. Mittal, to post me at Integral Coach Factory as the GM. Because he would be in a quandary. I had worked under him. He was my GM. That I would come rushing to him requesting for a zonal railway, which has its own feudal empire. And compared to a zonal railway, the GM of a PU has practically very little as an empire. And it made it easy for him. And I got posted in Integral Coach Factory. This factory was set up in 1955 as a dream of the then Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru to make India current in manufacture of world technology coaches. Since then, it has gone through many expansions and increase in numbers, except that the product largely remained what I would term as more of the same in larger and larger numbers. That's about it. So what was current technology in early 50s remained more or less the technology right through the century, end of the century and forward. Because the leader had a dream. The Prime Minister had a dream But his team, if I would say, right down to the lowest worker of ICF, starting from the leaders in Delhi, was nothing more than a nightmare, because when the leader has a big dream, perhaps not a matching vision, and everybody else was not part of the dream or the vision or the exercise to achieve it. Be that as it may, it holds a world record of what you see was given in some time back, but today this number exceeds the 63,000 coaches. So by far a world record. In 1955, I think, Premier Chou En-lai of China visited ICF and wrote in the visitors book that this is a modernized coach factory. It is worthwhile for the Chinese to come and learn. It is a factory all Orient should be proud of. But what was it, after all? More of the same today? Because it was an ambition which was nothing more than a shadow of a dream with nothing to show for. Today, we line up to go to China and learn from them. We are so far behind in every aspect of railway technology. And that precisely is more of the same for us and significant advancement for them. This is what I'm here to talk about today. I remember when I was some time after I was posted and we had achieved something, but I got an invitation to speak on being a government CEO. So now I was not very familiar with the term. I'd only heard about it, CEO. So I asked Shubhranshu, who was the chief mechanical engineer, कि भाई CEO क्या होता है यार, जरा CEO बताओ, because I have to go and talk about it. So he gave me a list of CEO functions, and then I compared it with what I had. And I found that a GM of a PU, or GM of a zonal railway, was definitely not less, if not more, than the CEO of a large private company. That's the enabling given to a general manager of Indian Railways. Thanks to certain measures taken recently, when I say recently, maybe in 2015 or so, when powers of a general manager were enhanced in certain aspects, made limitless. So there I was, GM of ICF, more powerful than a CEO. So there were two ways to look at it. One is, of course, as one of my uncles, the latest uncle from Delhi, said that हमको मालूम है जन्नत की हकीकत, लेकिन दिल के खुश रखने को गालिब ख्याल अच्छा है. Or you actually look at it and see, with all this enabling given to you by Government of India, with your canvas and all the brushes and paints available to you to paint it, if this was not the time to do something, when would that time ever come? So all in a name, a rose would smell as sweet. A GM is indeed the CEO where the buck stops. Well, I talked about love and manufacturing love. I'm sorry if I'm going haywire, but I remember it was my favorite game as GM, and also when I looked after a couple of zonal railways, a stopgap arrangement, is to talk to people and ask them a simple question. is what exactly is your job? And you will be surprised that many of them, in fact, quite a large number of them, repeated something which was what they would have parroted all their life, right from when they were, let's say, AME to, let's say, CME. I mean, I'm not saying it was only mechanical department, they were all departments. Nothing had changed. So a CME would say maintaining and running trains, and so would AME say. So I always say that remember that your job is not what your job is. Your job is what is not defined for you as a job, because what is defined for you as a job or a duty list is something that would get done whether you're there or not. And that's a fool's paradise when we look back at some posting where we were so busy running trains or maintaining trains or what have you, making coaches or so, where you can look back and only say that I was very busy instead of saying this, and this is what I did there. Again, one other way to look at it, that would be, as Anthony said, is evil that men do lives after them, but the good is oft interred with their bones. No, sir, not at all. As you know, Shakespeare speaks the opposite from characters. The bard was so expert, he would say the same thing today and just the opposite because he had the benefit of speaking through characters. Just remember, whatever is defined or told to you is your job is perhaps only 10% of your job, which is necessary. It should not take more than 10% of your job. Those silly signatures, silly sanctions, silly approval, silly whatever, is a very small fraction of your job. Anything at all, smallest to biggest, is something that you do which would not have been done had you not been there. Good or bad, you must try, is your job. So, in Integral Coach Factory, we started with breaking certain shackles of feudal working that we have in railways and continue to have. Complete lack of openness. One of the things I said was, as I said, loving comes easy once you manufacture it. Doesn't mean that you trust all. But love all, trust a few, do wrong to none, as far as possible. So I said, first thing is this. I have 12,000 men here, too many of them, but we'll come to that later. But anyone who wants to meet the GM can come straight away to my room without going through any phalanx of PMs, attenders, and secretaries, and so on. Just walk in. A railway staff from ICF. One APO told me that you'll be flooded. I said, you people are doing such a good job of redressing grievances and so on. Be sure that this would not happen. Because I had tried it earlier, it doesn't happen. People don't come and bother you unnecessarily. First note that I should said this. Anybody can call me or walk to me anytime. If you enter a government office today, mostly, in one corner of the lobby, you will find the janitor keeps his jhadu, phadu, and that bucket and all that cleaning stuff. वो भी ICF में भी था एक कोने में. I said I utilize this place to make a family tree, which is nothing but, all 12,000 men, their photographs in this tree, which you see on the left of your screen. And it became a big exercise to find your photograph because it was all in alphabetical order, but nobody big or small. Even to find my photo, I had to employ the help of my attenders, and we were able to find it. So it became a big selfie point. People would come with their family and take their photographs. And what did it achieve? Nothing but a sense of belonging. And that, I would like to think, went a long way in what we could do in ICF. Trivedi was the CME when I joined, and he had told me, please don't interfere with production. So for a mechanical engineer, then you are kind of jobless. So I had a lot of time. Every week or so, I used to just go to the shop and wander. Sometimes with CWE concerned of that factory, there are two factories there, shell and furnishing, or at times without anyone. Usually with civil engineers and electrical engineers, because I know they are the ones who would be required to solve a problem usually. And just go and in walk, you would perhaps come across 300, 400, 500 people working. When you go at the peak of the working time, and just go and ask them any problem. 99.9% of the time, the answer would always be no problem, sir. You shook hands. Initially, I used to take photographs like you have on the right side, but since it was not supposed to be a spectacle, we stopped that. But I did retain some of them. They would sometimes point out small problems in a toilet or lighting or something, and there was this team, it would be taken care of the same day. The goodwill it earned me and goodwill it earned the officers is again something I would like to think went a long way. Then you have this practice among government officers. I think perhaps more prevalent in railways, because railways is a spender, makes facilities, things keep getting inaugurated, to put their name on a plaque. So within 2-3 days of joining, I asked the deputy chief engineer, ki jara ICF mein check kar lo, pure premises, all 500 acres, colony, community halls, everywhere, factory, ये कितने plaque हैं? Politicians की छोड़ देना, because it's their job, put their name on a plaque, so they have to look for votes. But why the bureaucrats? Why the technocrats? Why these officers should put their name on a plaque on a facility that has been developed with government money, just because they pull their pen somewhere? So he comes back and says, we have about, if I remember correctly, about 120 or so plaques, big or small. I said, no, I'm talking about right from 1950s to date, it has to be more. So he checked again, and I guess the number was something like 150, 155, whatever. I said, okay, I'm giving you 2 days, extract all of these and throw them away. He looked at me, I said, yes, I mean it, just ukhado unko, phek do. Send them where they belong, in the dust. Be it the chairman railway board, or be it GM, or be it some officer of ICS, and so on. And from now on, every inauguration will be done by the senior most staff of the section or the area where the inauguration is being held, because he is the one who's given 30 years to that place. He is the one who values it. He is the one who would come his family and take a photograph standing next to one. He is the one who will be teary-eyed when we take a photograph. The immortality, those who seek immortality by placing their name on a plaque, will have their immortality vision only in their mind, nowhere else. Since we laid so much stress on developing facilities and so on, there was in 29 months, there was some 540 inaugurations. Inauguration of anything in which we spent, say, 5 lakhs or above. It's a 10,000 crore factory, total spending. So every week, practically there were 1 or 2 inaugurations. And when we did the 500, what you see on the right of the screen was the inauguration of the 500th inauguration. And we put those photographs of staff inaugurating facilities next to the family tree. Again, something only showing to staff that we care and you are a part of the family. To some extent, I would like to think that the feeling was new to them. And imagine if we have 540 inaugurations, barring some in which we had some dignitaries or luminaries from outside field to come and do inaugurations, say of a big sports stadium or a museum or so on. So 500 of them, if they have 5 friends, you have won 2,000 to 3,000 of those people out of 12,000 without any extra effort. But love, which translates into empathy, would work all the time. But will it work on somebody who doesn't value it? As Juliet says in Romeo and Juliet, would that be a wastage? Yeah, absolutely. Because that number is very, very small. So why you have all the empathy, you must have zero tolerance to indiscipline and no sympathy for those who would not learn. They are the ones who have to be treated with absolutely an iron hand. The types you see on the screen on the left, 165 of them were sacked. Okay, now such people, incorrigible, there's no point stopping their increment or reverting them and so on. They have to be thrown out. And that's the power given to you. Every railway officer, not the GM. What I did, of course, because it was kind of a churning, is I unofficially and illegally declared that for such people, as you see on your left, the power not to sack them is withdrawn. The power to not to sack them rests only with the general manager. That is, if you have no option in such cases but to sack them. Choice left to you is either compulsory retirement or removal or dismissal. That's your choice. And I told the confidential section that the moment you get an SF5 back where a person falling in these category has not been sacked, you will not issue the order. You will bring it to me and tell the officer to come and meet me. So within 2-3 meetings, it was clear that this is no nonsense because they were flabbergasted. I was asking a deputy CME, how dare you not sack this fellow? Sympathy, sir, he also has a family and so on. I'll come to that also. I remember an instance when once Trivedi, the CME, walked to me and he said कि ये एक SF5 केस है, इसमें इस आदमी को थोड़ा mild punishment देना है. मैंने कहा ठीक है, दे दो. बोला नहीं, दे तो दूंगा मैं, पर मुझे कॉन्फिडेंशियल सेक्शन के बड़े बाबू बोल रहे हैं कि साहब आप तो CME हो, आपका कुछ होगा नहीं. GM साहब बुला के मेरी एस्टेरिस्क उतार लेंगे. So and we disposed it off that way. But you must show your bite first before you show sympathy. क्षमा शोभती उस भुजंग को जिसके पास गरल हो, उसका क्या जो विषहीन दंतहीन और सरल हो. Sympathy, kindness should come after you have shown your fangs, not before that. And how it came in handy also, what you see on the right is the implementation of biometrics for all. In early 2018, when Integral Coach Factory became the first large workshop to go for biometrics. Obviously, one of the wish list of one of the officers when I used to ask कि तुम्हारा काम क्या है and what is it that you would do if you were GM. So I was told of things which even perhaps Modi ji cannot do, because many of these people are a part of the problem, not a solution. So they have a wish list, but they don't have a do list. वो बोला साहब यहाँ स्टाफ 4-5 घंटे काम करता है, आप जीएम हैं, इनको 8 घंटे काम कराइए, सब ठीक हो जाएगा. मैंने कहा अच्छा ऐसी बात है. तो आपने कहा अभी तक अपनी लाइफ में लोगों को ज्यादा काम करा लिया? नो आंसर. मैंने कहा अच्छा अब आप जीएम हो, आप बताओ आप इनको 8 घंटे कैसे काम कराओगे? नो आंसर. I used that to talk to the unions, and there were so many of them which worked to our advantage, because we'll go to that later. But कि बायोमेट्रिक्स तो होना है, इट इज नॉट फॉर यू. जो आप तो जो 4-5 घंटे काम करते हैं, लंच के टाइम के बाद घर चले जाते हैं, वो तो माइनर ऑफेंस है. पर 200 ऐसे भी हैं जो आते ही नहीं है, उनकी बात करो. बकरी पाती खात है ताकि खींची खाल. बकरी पत्ती खाती है, उसकी खाल खींच ली. अरे जेनर बकरी खात हैं, तिनका कौन हवाल. तो ये जो बकरी खाने वाले लोग हैं, इनकी बात करो. Anyway, so we were able to, there were some supervisors who say, shall we stand in line with staff to do this biometrics? He said कि ठीक है भाई, लाइन में अलग लाइन भी हो सकती है, जो भी है, but ये करेगा हर कोई. So poster was put right from GM to lowest fellow, everyone has to first go through biometrics before entering. Not that I used to come to office in time all the time, but whatever I came in was recorded, because the attender was under instruction not to open my room till I've done my biometrics. And there were flexibility of only one time in the morning, because it was a beginning, but something which was kind of unthinkable at least. And flexibility also, not dot at 7, but up to 8 o'clock, things like that. But at least वो जो 200 जो कभी आते ही नहीं थे, उन्होंने तो या तो वीआर ले लिया, या आना शुरू किया, या जो भी किया. The message was that there may not be a great award for working, but it comes from within. So those are not the people we have to target. We have to target the 70% who are fence sitters who like to work, but they also look at these 200 and other sharkas and so on, जो कोई काम नहीं करते, and they do it with impunity. Those are the ones who have to be hit hard, because they are not going to work in any way. But it's a strong message to those 70% that if you drift towards these 200 types, then there is a huge punishment waiting for you. And that punishment is nothing less than throwing you out of the factory. There's also something unusual. Let me just look at the time as to what. Okay. I'll try to go a little quick now. Well, things unusual in a government, not PSUs, because PSUs do have some corporate culture, is to create icons, is to wear your organization on your chest. I always promote wearing a work shirt, because again, it's a question of belonging. And so the icons, the 3 icons, the one on the right symbolizes the 70 years of the integral man in building coaches, shouldering it all this time. Rising power of women, so the integral Mahila in the center, and the importance of environment, so the integral environmentalist. When you look at it, it may look like some kind of magic or what, that number of staff goes down in this ratio and the production goes up in this ratio. So no miracle there. One was, of course, with officers like Trivedi, Shubhranshu, and Dash, who introduced many measures for improvement of productivity, and it can add a lot of benefits in improving the numbers. It's more, some complex problems always have a simple solution. Perhaps it was only a matter of giving more and more berths for fabrication and for assembly and furnishing. As simple as that. Space was available, sanctions were available. Thanks to the Tathastu railway minister that time, who said yes to whatever proposal we sent. Couple of times 500 crores. And of course, too many cooks spoil the broth. बर्बाद गुलिस्ता करने को एक चुगद ही काफी है, हर शाख पे चुगदे बैठे हो, अंजाम गुलिस्ता क्या होगा? To convert it into आबाद गुलिस्ता करने को बस चंद गुल ही काफी हैं, हर शाख पे गुल बसते हो जहां, तो हुस्न गुलिस्ता क्या होगा? Don't go into what the number is today because it has the impediment of COVID, but the number of births created in 2018 were such that more than 4,000 coaches could be turned out from ICF. Thanks to a visionary gentleman some years back who had a windmill exclusive for ICF and some large-scale installation of solar power on practically every roof possible, we became the only factory on Indian Railways, and perhaps very few, except those with a dedicated solar power for powering the factory, perhaps the only unit to become carbon negative, that is generating renewable energy to the extent of about 13 megawatt, whereas the consumption was 12.5 megawatt. By spending 5 or 10% more on garbage disposal, we were able to reduce the landfill throughout from 50 to 60% to mere 7%, all because of the shed on your left, couple of them for composting, which we used internally, and the city of Chennai affords a lot of recycling of solid waste, to the extent that although it was dilapidated colony built 60, 70 years back, we were trying many measures to improve the colony, and I'll not be able to go into all of them, for recreation, for so many things, including houses. It became the cleanest, perhaps after IIT Madras, the second cleanest colony in the city of Chennai. I used to visit around on Sundays, and wherever because on your right side you see a bin where the garbage used to be thrown. Half of it used to be overflowing, and you would have cows and pigs munching on them. They were turned into green bins because nothing was to be thrown out of the house. And on Sundays, if I found any smallest bit of trash lying anywhere in the colony, I would call the housewives and ask them, how do you permit somebody to throw this outside your home? Of course, one of them would have thrown it, I guess, but the message went through. 3-4 months of every Sunday visits, and you would not find, I don't know what the situation is today, any speck of garbage lying anywhere in a colony. It was all picked from the home and straight to the composting or recycling or the landfill, 6-7%. In the second month, I was taken by the deputy chief engineer कि साहब आज आपको संडे को एक अच्छी चीज दिखाते हैं. हमने कहा ले गए तो he went through very, wild foliage, smelly bath, through this and that. Right in front of the Shell has been building the main GM office. Something which was invisible, suddenly from nowhere emerged a large reservoir, stinking to high heaven. मैंने कहा भैया ये क्या है? बोले साहब ये this is a water reservoir. मैंने कहा water reservoir, my foot. This gentleman is a artificially created lake. And what have you people made of it? Sir, the sewer from all these unauthorized and authorized colonies all dumped into this. So it's smelly and there's no life in it anymore. We do take out some raw water from this. So it's a reservoir. I said, this is a lake. It will be called the ICF Lake. Even the ownership was not clear. It was perhaps Southern Railway which owned it. But he said it's the ICF Lake. And we will revive it through community work and through contracts. बोला साहब 30, 35, 35 years back, 40 years back, birds used to descend to this lake. But I have not seen them for the last 30 years. Through committed cleaning over 6 to 8 months, oxygenation and other works and so on, dredging. This is a lake in which 2 to 3 times a year a flock of pelicans descends today. दालान में सब्जा है न तालाब में पानी, क्यों कर कोई परिंदा मेरी दीवार पे उतरे. पानी ठीक करिए, परिंदे भी आएंगे. So I may be fooling you gentlemen, but what you see at the bottom, these pelicans visit 2 to 3 times a year. And in 2019, when whole of Chennai dried up, I was told, I'd retired by then, that these lakes still had pani, still had water. Well, I've always been a votary for encouraging art, because art is a way to wash away the dust of everyday life from your soul. And this was what Picasso had said. And I strongly believe in it, because it intrigues, it exhilarates, it sets you thinking, and above all, it motivates. Yes, it does. Today, if you go around the factory, of course, the premises and museum as an art gallery, but especially through the art camps, you would wonder if you are in a factory in an art gallery or an art gallery in a factory. Then, of course, if you have read Hamlet, frailty, thy name is woman, or is it? Not at all. So, even Bard, I don't think, believed it. And you and I certainly should not today. One of the days I was moving around, and it was only, I think, 2-3 months had passed, and one senior officer, SA grade officer, suddenly in an hostel I was there. So I think it was the training hostel. He said, in this hostel, once trainee girls were there staying in the hostel, and one fellow barged into one of the rooms and molested one girl. And बताइए साहब, उसका कुछ हुआ नहीं. मैंने कहा नहीं हुआ मतलब? बोला नहीं साहब, वो ये सब हुआ, इंक्वायरी का हुआ, बात हुई, पता नहीं विशाखा ये वो व्हाट नॉट. और वो साहब, वो द गर्ल सेड भाई आई एम नॉट गोइंग थ्रू ऑल दिस एंड लेट इट गो. मैंने कहा अच्छा, आदमी का नाम पता है कौन था? हाँ. ऑफिस, मैंने कहा अभी वो ऑफिस चलो, कम बैक टू ऑफिस. एंड आई कॉल द सीपीओ. आई सेड ये आदमी है, अभी भी नौकरी कर रहा है, आपके और मेरे लिए शर्म से डूब जाने की बात है. Of course, he didn't understand Hindi, so he says, sir, what happened? I said, this man is still working here in ICF. So you please find out in next couple of hours whether this incident actually took place. And if you are convinced that it did, by evening, please sign 14-2, throw him out. So he was thrown out the same day. Incident was 3-4 months old, but the CPO was very smart. expert on human resources. He said it's easy because this is not an incident in which an inquiry is amenable, whatever the law may say, because you can't expect women to go through this, indignity of trying to relate the incidents and go through an inquiry and so on. I said, yes, that is going to be the norm. You get a complaint or you hear about it. You don't need anything on your paper. You don't need a complaint. Nothing at all. Onus is on you to find out the truth. And if the truth says that somebody indulged in gender-based misbehavior of any kind, throw him out that day. If it's afternoon, next day morning, no more than that. We had chucked out 4 such people in 29 months, but the message was clear. The women, the lady employees liked it, obviously. Some of them said, we are appointed as welders and fitters and so on, but we do the job of a helper, assisting people. We are never the driver. So what do you want? He said, we want to make a coach ourselves. I said, that sounds like segregation. They said, no, it's empowerment. And what you see on the left of your screen is something you'll not see anywhere. I've not seen it in Germany or Japan. You have Alga type women running cranes and running heavy jobs, but not in a group. And the pride they felt, as you can see on the right photo and the coverage they got. We made many such groups. Women alone, I think some 25 of them. And that was true empowerment for them because their production, their output reportedly was better than men, if not the same. And last, before I move on to a little bit about Train 18, sorry to have taken so much time, is of course for rejuvenation and psychological upkeep. You have to wean away your children from video games and TV and so on and their computers. And that's why through a floodlit AstroTurf ground, a floodlit cricket ground, the largest air-conditioned indoor stadium, and numerous basketball and tennis courts, all built in those 2.5 years. ICF Chennai has the best sporting facilities in the city of Chennai today, all told. It doesn't mean that we are going to turn out world-class sportsmen there, but it is something even the city can use. And some work towards no longer more of the same. A simple example is that AC coach, the LHP AC coach you see here with a long window. It took nothing but only a bit of thinking to make it look better. Or the larger window in a second LHP CS or GS class. And better looking trains, of course, we imported to Sri Lanka. And for Kolkata Metro, the Sri Lanka DMUs last time in 2010 or so, when we exported, we got a lot of flack. This time, thanks to the team of ICF, I'm told that the DMU performs better than the rival Chinese DMU. It's a 3-phase diesel electric DMU with very good interiors. Now, I don't need to tell you what's a train set or what's a train, unlike the other audience I talked to, so I'll skip that, except that the modern trend today, with the exception of only France, which has power units, but also in the mold of a train set, the trend is to make a train set, one cab to another, the entire space available for passengers, all equipment mounted under the board. So you can go from one cab to another without feeling that you're passing through a vestibule. And it has added, it's a great advantages, as you say, no reversal. You can pack all the equipment in the train. So faster acceleration. I'm sorry about the word decoration. It should be deceleration. Reduced travel time, obviously, it is more energy efficient because you are replacing a 16 coach train with power car, 18 plus perhaps two locomotives to go at 160 kilometers per hour. A 20 coach, 19 to 20 coach configuration by merely 16 coach. More space, you can provide better comfort. Of course, there's no locomotive pinging on your eye, so you have better aesthetics and definitely superior maintainability. As I said, more spacious. You can see a picture of train 18 itself. You can go through the sealed gangway without feeling as if you are going through a vestibule or rickety vestibule we have today, which is not even good for old people and small children to go through. You will not feel from one cab to another, that is 16 coaches, and you will not know when you cross the coach. So if it is so advantageous, and that's the trend from 1990s, why is it that we don't have train sets? So your answer is on your screen. It's simple internecine warfare as to who would own the train set, mechanical or electrical. It's neither a train, only coaches, nor a locomotive. So one department, needless to know which, opposed it. I was also a part of it. But I always say that this is something you can delay, but you cannot stop it. So we should bury the hatchet and somehow do something which will have good for everything. Everyone has a share. But it was a lone voice. We made reports after reports saying why trains are better. Sorry, are worse. Others said why trains are good. There was a lobby too. Another reason was this. It was not only because there was a dishonesty, but also the lack of confidence that this was something which could be done here. And of course, one group was always opposing it because it did not seem aligned with the welfare of the department. And how wrong or right we were is for all of you to see, but I'll not delve into that. But remember, if your intentions are clear, if your virtue is bold, then that is goodness and it can never be fearful. On the other hand, if your intentions are venal, if your intentions are not clear for the welfare of the organization, then it is suspicion which will always haunt your mind. At this stage, that's why I must come to these circles. As you know, we all have large concerns. Kuch kaam nahi karta, ye nahi kaam karta, wo nahi kaam karta, kuch hota hi nahi. But हमारा छोटा सा dot है, which shows my circle of influence is something we forget. That's where we can do something. That should be our prime focus. It's good to have concerns as citizens, but focus on your influence is lost. शिकवा जुल्मत शब्द से कहीं बेहतर हो. Shikwa means complaint, zulmat darkness, shab evening. Instead of complaining about the darkness of the night, शिकवा जुल्मत शब्द से कहीं बेहतर था अपने हिस्से की एक शमा जलाते जाते. Would have been better if you lit a candle of your own. So I had, as you said, this concern even before joining railways, that we should also have a train which looks like these trains in magazines. So if it was a dream, one would always tell you, live your dream and so on. I will correct it, says, भाई ख्वाब होते हैं देखने के लिए उनमें जाकर मगर रहा न करो because you have to first do what you're supposed to do first in the area where you have. So be realistic, but never let the dream die. The fire of your dream should always be alive, and you never know when that opportunity will present yourself to realize your dream. And that was that moment for me, because here I was heading the biggest factory for manufacturing coaches in the world. And if nothing is done about this now, then all this dream which I had all this time, and many of my team members did have too, were only pipe dreams, nothing more. So there I was. So we had the dream. I guessed I also had the vision, but I had a great fortune. Why? Number one, the team of officers that I got, with couple of changes in between, and I was instrumental in being able to get a replacement which were as good. I'll name two of them. Trivedi left in between, and Shubhranshu came in his place. And Vavre left as the CD electrical, and Dash came in his place. All excellent officers. And the fortune, I say, the team of officers, the key team that was bequeathed to me is not something of my doing, was exceptional. If looking back, I'm told to change one gentleman out of the key team, I would not change one. There were others, who were in the highest grades too, who had nothing to contribute and so on. But then they were not part of the team as it is. They were there, pen pushers. So I had this great fortune. On top of that, integral coach factory design and manufacturing team, believe it or not, has these. Well, what I'm going to say, if Shubhranshu is there in the audience, he would say it's become my copyright, is that they had this chutzpah, this audacity to do something new. It was written all over their face, but there was no opportunity. The only opportunity was more of the same. Raring to go, and all we needed was to channelize. So I had this great fortune. If I didn't have this fortune, the project would not have been possible. So, as you say, fortune always favors the brave. If I'm the brave here, then it was the fortune which was really the key, and the opportunity, of course, because here I was, this platform of the biggest coach factory in the world, with all empowerment given to GMs. It was now or never. But as I quote here, to do were as easy to know what were good to do. Yeah, we knew what to do, but did we know how to do it? Right. So I was told as the doubts that aap honge GM bahut bade, but where is the sanction, sir ji? Because you still need a sanction from the board. I said, that's my job as the GM. I'll go to the board. And what foolhardy person I was, because all the negativity, all the cynicism that I met in the board, in even members, was really unspeakable. Red tape. They thought we were trying to spin a yarn of some kind, looking for publicity or ICF mein kya banega and so on. Mittal, the chairman, fortunately had been my GM. I went to him and said, "Sir, do you believe that we in ICF can do it?" He said, "Yes." Then what's stopping you? He said, "The board is not, the members are not permitting me to do it." I said, "You are the chairman, and you have already taken a couple of very, very ticklish decisions which have gone a long way in empowering the GMs. So what's stopping you here?" Okay, you want to import whatever you want to import, please go ahead, sir. Who am I to stop you? But I lied. I said, I promise we will build a train at 1/3 the price of import. Just give me a sanction for two trains. That's it. And I'm going to fall at your feet and not leave it till you give me the sanction. Somebody has said, no, that somebody is going to kill your modesty someday. It's better you kill it yourself. Not your modesty, sorry. Somebody is going to kill your vanity someday. It's better you kill it yourself today. Well, we got the sanction the same day after it was stalled. This was early April. So the team says now we have the sanction, but there is one doubt again that we are going to spend some 200 crore odd if the project doesn't result into a working, successful model, then who will take the blame? Obviously, I'm going to retire in April. I said I have nearly 21 months more. और मेरा रिटायरमेंट के बाद कोई क्या करेगा? अगर फेल होती है तो मुझे ब्लेम करते रहे लोग, बट अगर सक्सेसफुल हो गई तो आप सोचो, आप पूरी टीम, ऑल ऑफ यू विल गेट द क्रेडिट. That worked. Then what would be the model to make this train in ICF? Because all these years of transfer of technology, right through ALCO, EMB, ABB, LHB, Gottwald, where have we reached? We have learned, yes. But have we used that knowledge? No, we go rushing back for transfer of technology again after 10 years, 15 years. Because technology transfer is really an oxymoron. It cannot be transferred. It lives in the mind and the heart of the creator. You cannot transfer that. So we said we will create it ourselves, good or bad. It will be entirely our baby. There's nobody sitting in Europe or Japan or US on a high chair and trying to tell us, ये इतना तुम्हें सीखना है, इतना नहीं सीखना है. It will be going to be a product which will have the complete IPR resting with ICF. We will attempt. So we made a reality check because it is better to be a foolish wit, as the Bard has said, than it's better to be a wise fool than a foolishly wise person. Because we have two types. Some things we can do everything, some things we cannot do anything. Actually, the truth is somewhere in between. So there were three areas where we found we were really not going to be able to do it ab initio, neither RDSO nor ICF with all the knowledge. The car body design to improve it. Design, yes, but to make it of a finish that would be desirable, and a new bogie, because all what we have done so far is only tinker with existing designs in all our locomotives and coaches. And pleasing interiors. So we said 18 consultants we'll appoint. Consultant has no stake in future supplies, unlike a technology provider. They would like to do a good job in hope of future orders. So he said, yes, we engage them. Every line that they draw, every word that they write in the spec, we'll do with our people so that we learn. And 5-10 years hence, when we have to design a new train, they will be fully geared to do it themselves. So these consultancy contracts were finalized very, very quickly because the empowerment was given to the GM by that time. As I said, it was better to be a fool although we had some wisdom, instead of a fool who thinks he is wise. After all, not knowing something is not shameful, but pretending to know everything is not. Okay. With these contracts and consultancy contracts in play, we really got down to working. And then I did tell them, one would say, I don't say it was IAGO, a villain, but still, this was time for the team to show what they had. Purpose, courage, and valor. But there was one more doubt. And that doubt was that usually such a contract, ab initio, takes 36 to 42 months from concept to turn out of the prototype. If you ask Siemens or Bombardier or Alstom today to do a train, ab initio, this would be the timeline. And we know because we had called a tender for train 20 and we knew this was the timeline. And here you are in April and So in December 18, when you are about to retire, we would just have started manufacture, or maybe not. Design would have been completed. And the leadership knew, may say, why have you purchased this trouble? Who asked you to do it? Why not more of the same? So where would we be? I said, yes, that's a problem. So although our minds are still not developed like the Europeans or the Japanese in terms of technology for railways, but we are Indians. हम गधों की तरह तो काम कर सकते हैं. We'll work day and night. We will suit our timings to suit those consultants in Europe or anybody else, including the industry, everybody on regular email and WhatsApp group day and night. And we will do what has not been done earlier. And that is, before I retire, nothing to do with my retirement particularly, but to redress your doubt, the train would have been turned out as a fait accompli. And that's why, to remind everyone that the train must go out in 2018 calendar year, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to call it Train 18. It's another matter of fortune that the train actually got turned out in October of 2018, in exactly 18 months since the manufacture began. So it lived up to its name twice and actually thrives, because somebody said it crossed 180 kilometers per hour. You have knocked out 1-0, and that's why you called it Train 18. Now, looking at the time we have, and we still want to have good 15-20 minutes for question and answer, I will rush to only, I will briefly, as you know, after that, it was all a story of hitches and glitches, but synergy, problems, but solutions every day on day-to-day basis with all the teams. Some of them I can mention was headed by Trivedi first and then Shubhranshu. Then we had Dash, the CD electrical, earlier Vavre, Srinivas, the CD mechanical, all throughout the project. And the two CWEs, Manish Pradhan and Shashi, and so many other officers. All the travels and all the joys were finally fruitful when the euphoria we felt in unveiling in October 18, and with flurry of Dolu Kunita band from the Bangalore division. Quite a moment to live. A very good coverage. Inducted into service by the Prime Minister himself in February after a lot of good work done by RDSO in clearing the train, all the testing in about a month's time, month and a half, which has never been done earlier. All thanks to leadership of Lohani, the then chairman, otherwise would not have been possible. And of course, hard work by RDSO and ICF team. And it got excellent coverage. After all, it was just a train. It was not as if a train had been built for the first time in India. Why? To my mind, the answer was simple, because let alone railwaymen, why such a following of this train? Why this pleasure in running of this train from common people is because they felt that this was a product entirely of India, our own. A train we could essentially inherently call our own. And let me assure you, before I go to the slides requested by Ajay, that as I interact with other industries and so on, thousands and thousands of such products and such projects can bloom. All it needs is leadership with passion, courage, and sense of purpose and empathy. I'll come to this later, simply about leadership, basically what I have talked about. One on the right-hand top is where you need to reach with only two things. Never lose your objective and the drive to achieve it, but always treat others with respect. Too much of respect without any drive would lead to this panting gentleman. Too much drive without respect. On the left-hand top, you have this boss, will not work. And neither the drive nor the respect, you have this. And to the slide requested by Ajay, well, I have a very simple something which I have put together. Why do we have such a poor quality of products in railways? Because we have in one area at times very poor specification and very poor eligibility. So God helps us. It doesn't actually. We have too much in specification, cut and paste technology. Because you don't want to own the product. You don't want to own the project. You want so many others borrowed to own it, or you are afraid of the unthinkable, and in government as you are. So you write too much in your specification, but you don't bother about the eligibility. So you have a plethora of suppliers and very poor quality. One example I would like to give, and perhaps Ajay would agree with me, there are hundreds of examples in every field, in trains, in locomotives and wagons. You will perhaps know what's happening with the elastomeric pads in wagons. Well, there are a dozen suppliers, as is the want for especially in the field of wagons and also in coaches. Yeah, it's a floodgates are open to everyone. Somebody with a small factory in Strand Road or the bearing manufacturer like SKF are all treated as one. So eligibility is very low. Specification is very intense. So what you have, the product of all the suppliers fails. So how do you address such a problem? But that's not the matter of debate here. I would only recommend in procurement, you have to be very, very high on eligibility. That's the key, not the specification. Sorry. You must make sure what kind of suppliers are permitted to get in, because that's not something which is a rocket science. You are not inventing something. You are only calling in people who have done work there or who show the promise of doing a work. That's the key. And after that, have a functional specification. Because if you write too much in your specification and if you specify too much, many of these good vendors would be scared off. And again, you'll have low participation. The key, and it is something you must remember, is something not beyond your scope or powers today. The policy of public procurement is said to be a disabler, perhaps, but don't forget, it is also an enabler. At some stage, you do have the power to do what you want or what you think is correct. So a general manager of a PU can order anything on single tender for unlimited value, only if he has a team which supports him and he has the guts to write it on file. Write it on a file that this is the reason I'm going to only this vendor, because that is the vendor which will fulfill the requirement I have. That's called high level of eligibility in your procurement. You don't need to bother too much about what you write in the specification. Having worked as R.A. Berlin, you have these huge specifications written by Kaufmann, all cut and paste, I'm sorry to say. And you go to these factories, which are like one of the best in the world. Fortunately, Kaufmann, at least till then, used to order only on the best companies. You cannot, the specification is meaningless except the functional. All what kind of structure, what kind of this and what kind of that was all simply verbiage. Kagaz ka pet bhara jata tha sirf. It is your resolve to go to only capable vendors which saw you through and you got good products. The public procurement policy is not a disabler. It is a disabler, but then it is government. You know, when healthcare system was introduced, Obamacare, even the president of the United States, the then President Obama, said, yes, there has been a hitch because after all, you see, the ordering on our software service, IT service had to be done through a government procurement system. This was the president of the United States. So you're not going to get that, removed in a jiffy. You're going to live with this public procurement policy, but it enables you at some stage. It does, provided you have the resolve, you have the will, you have the understanding, you have the guts. Use it for good procurement and what is good for railways. You must know that. After that, rest is easy. So that I think should take care. And in the interest of question and answer, that also I would love to have. I can only say at this stage in life, things one are done, but joy's soul lies in their doing, and that's what I miss of my time in Integral Coach Factory. Thanks to all the team of Integral Factory, I had an excellent time there. I still relive those days with great pleasure. Thank you very much. Yes, Shilbhadra. Shilbhadra?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. From podium, Smriti, Professor RST is going to speak.
Can you remove this share of slides so I can see people? Yeah. I'm not able to hear.
Can you hear me, sir?
Sunil, I can see you and hear you, but
So
I can't.
So once she starts speaking, I suppose we'll get to hear.
I saw some lip movement. That's why I thought she was speaking. Yeah, but the video is slow for some reason. I don't know. Yours is fine.
I don't think sir is monitoring the chat box currently.
I can.
स्मृति आप audible हैं.
Yeah, I can hear you now, and I can go to the chat box.
Yes, sir. Sir, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sir, are you able to listen here now, sir?
Yes, I can hear you.
Sir, as I had earlier mentioned, sir, the question about procurement was that you had a timeline of only 18 or maybe 19 months, but somebody had to make the complete electrics, TCMS and all that, everything. And what was the strategy that you could, because normally a tender finalization itself is going to take something like an year.
Yeah.
So what was the strategy by which this could be done and commissioned and rolled out within 18 months?
Okay, so first thing was to make that matrix and know where we stood, right? As to which are the areas where we had to, but that was of course consultancy, and then The problem was in procuring things for which the design was not complete. I'll give you an example, the bogie frame. The bogie frame, the consultant started giving the initial 3D models sometime around August or so, August of 17. And they said that the complete design would be available only by end of the year. Now that would mean that if we started tendering for the bogie frame by end of the year, place an order, even if we did in 2 months, for somebody to be able to start de novo, because there were some forgings, there were castings, and of course the fabrication to be available by, say, middle of the year was impossible. So in such cases, the strategy was that we would go ahead and tender based on the 3D model alone without detailed drawings. And that's why we needed a set of vendors who were ready to take the risk that in case the final design differed too much from the initial model, they would absorb the loss or the gain, either way. Some vendors did not want to do it, but those who were able to identify an opportunity of working in a project of national significance. I will name one such company is Ved Sasso Mechanica in Kanpur. I remember when we held this meeting for bogie frames, one couple good suppliers also said that how can we participate in a tender where the final design is not available? So there were vendors who could see the opportunity of doing something for prestige and not alone for money. And that's how we could tackle that kind of procurement where the final designs were not ready, to place an order even before the final design was ready. So that was one strategy for such things. Otherwise, one thing that I told both the CDs, Mr. Vavre and Mr. Srinivas, was very clear that there is nobody other than you two. Nobody who's going to decide what is coming from which vendor. If you say and you are ready to write on the file that component X can come only from component Y, then it will come only from component Y. You have my express approval for that if it required GM's approval. There is no discussion after the CDs decide कि ये चीज यहीं से आनी है. There was not going to be any discussion by mechanical, electrical stores or finance, CDE or electrical or CDE mechanical, because they were the ones who were going to handle design and they were the key. And that worked. And other than that, the largest tender, it was very clear, and the stores and finance officers rose to the occasion, I must say, rose brilliantly, that there was a timeline to everything. There was not going to be any time for making jalebis. In my book, I have written that that was not for Train 18 alone, but any project. If somebody wanted to sit on a file or send a file in a spin, it is not something that we don't discover it. We know it, but we treat it with kid gloves. No. Simple formula. I come to know, I invite those friends to my room, offer them jalebis to eat, and tell them very clearly that you have earned these jalebis because you are a master spinner, you're not a doer. So that was fun. But as I said, underlying principle was the chief of the design was the last word. Otherwise, I said our procurement policies enable the HOD, PHOD, and the GM to do anything they want. They don't stop you for anything. As I said, you can order a component on single tender for 5,000 crores. If you have the reason, you can write it on file and do it. You cannot be stopped. I hope I'm able to answer your question to some extent.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, on behalf of IRMI, I thank you for delivering the very first lecture of IRMI's annual day lecture series. I thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule and speaking to us on Train 18. Thank you, sir.
Pleasure. My pleasure, and thank you for having me. So I can leave now?
Yes, sir. So you can
Thank
stay
you.
if you like.
Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot.
To mark the visit to this historic institution, I request Dean Sir to present a memento to Shri A.K. Singh, General Manager, Southwestern Railway. I request Dean Sir to present a memento to Shri Shubhranshu, Chief Administrative Officer, Rail Wheel Plant, Bila. I request Dean Sir to present a memento to Shri P. Ravi Kumar, Principal Chief Mechanical Engineer, Southwestern Railway. Now, I request Dean Shri Ajay Nandan Sir, Dean and Senior Professor WMT, to present the vote of thanks.
Respected Mr. Shri Ajay Kumar Singh, General Manager, Southwestern Railway. Respected Shri Shubhranshu, CEO, RWP Bela. Respected Shri Ravi Kumar Sir, Principal CME, Southwestern Railway. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my proud privilege and honor to convey the vote of thanks to this August gathering. I am, before I convey my thanks, I am still missing the opportunity to thank our Chairman Railway Board, who had encouraged us earlier to have this program, but due to the unfortunate events we discussed earlier, he has not been able to join us. I am extremely grateful to Shri Sudhanshu Mani, retired General Manager ICF, for joining the event to deliver the inaugural lecture of the IRMI Annual Day Lecture Series and become a part of the IRMI Annual Day celebrations. I am also thankful to Shri Ajay Kumar Singh, General Manager, Southwestern Railway, and Srimati Sujata Singh for sparing their valuable time for being our chief guest at Jamalpur on the occasion of IRMI Annual Day. And this is despite the fact that we had approached him slightly late, and still he had been kind enough to accede to the request of our Director General, Sri Sunil Vajpayee sir. I am thankful to Sri Shubhranshu, CEO of Rail Wheel Plant, for gracing the occasion to agree to our invitation on a very short notice and despite his other engagements. I am also thankful to Shri P. Ravi Kumar, Principal Chief Mechanical Engineer, Southwestern Railway, and Srimati P. Aruna Kumari for being with us today. And both of them have had to undergo a very long journey in order to be present at this occasion. I'm thankful to all other guests who have come all the way from their respective orders and have made this occasion successful by their presence. I would also take this opportunity to thank the entire team of Malda Division and CWM JMP and all the officers themselves for wholehearted support in organizing the event so successfully. I'm also thankful to our Director General IRMI, Sri Sunil Vajpayee, for his continuous support and guidance. Unfortunately, we have not been able to have him here for the function due to his other engagements at Delhi. Last but not the least, my thanks to the probationers, all the officers who have come here physically to join this celebration, the awardees and Team IRMI, which includes the office and support staff for their tireless contribution towards the success of this event. With this, I thank all of you once again. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We will conclude the session with national anthem. It is requested of all present here to kindly stand up in their place for the national anthem. अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा, विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्जवल जलधि तरंगा, तव शुभ नामे जागे, तव शुभ आशीष मांगे, गाहे तब जय गाथा, जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे. Thank you all. I request everyone to kindly proceed for the lunch at SGH.
Raju.